Hey guys, it's Amanda. Yes, I'm back and I'm alive, and I'm here with Jules today. And as you can tell from this video, we are going to be talking about ball pythons. And for a lot of you who know me, I have a lot of them. Today we're mainly just going to be talking about the general care of a ball python, their temperament, what sort of environment they should be in. We're just gonna go through it briefly. I'm not really gonna go into too much detail. I don't want this video to be extremely long. Anyways, let's get along with the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like and subscribe, and let's do this. I also do want to mention that I am in a different setting right now. I am in my basement, and behind me are the snake tanks, and a lizard tank behind me. And also, if you hear some like noise back there, I have a heater going on for my lizard, and you might hear running around the basement. Those are my bunnies. I have them running loose. For those of you who might mention in the comments, oh, you have a snake out, but your bunnies are running around, won't the snake eat it? No, my snakes have gone face to face with my bunnies, my cats, and my dogs. Neither one has attacked each other or shown any aggression. They've shown more interest and more friendliness towards each other. This isn't for everyone though. Other people have different experiences. Mine are just really good with my furry animals. I'll put it that way. But anyways, let's get on with the video. I hope you guys enjoy. I promise I won't take up too much more of your time. I swear I'll try. Can't make any promises though. Anyways, I want to talk about their temperament and how they're mistaken so much by so many people. The stereotype around snakes is so big and so misunderstood because small snakes like these, tiny little minuscule snakes like these, okay, she doesn't look minuscule, she looks pretty big, pretty thick, but you know, small snakes like this, or corn snakes or hognoses, they're all mistaken and grouped in with anacondas and Burmese pythons or even reticulating pythons, who by nature are more aggressive, but they can be quite docile with proper training and everything, handling and stuff. It's all based on the snake and their temperament. Ball pythons though, they get a bad rep because of their relatives. These guys are very, very docile animals. You can see she's just chilling out on my arm, not even like striking, hissing, anything, scared or anything. No, she's very calm. I can move around any way I want, and she's just gonna chill there. Yes, there are times where they might strike, but that is very unlikely. Their last defensive move is striking. Their first defensive move is going into a giant ball and hiding their face. That is their defense, and that's why they're called ball python. Also, there are times when the only time they will strike, for me, this is all based on my experience with like ball pythons. Everyone else has a different experience. Everyone has a different experience with their snakes. My experience with snakes, as I'm going to explain in this video, and my perception on these ones. But anyways, the only time you'd actually accidentally see a ball python strike is during feeding, where they might mistake your hand for food, which has happened. It's happened to me, but they've never actually bitten me. I've moved out of the way and it's never happened. So yeah, the only time they'll actually strike you is they mistake you for food, which it does happen a lot with these guys. You know, they're not the smartest, based on my experience, they're really not, but they're very cute. They have cute faces. So these guys I highly recommend as beginner snakes, temperament-wise, because yes, as babies and juveniles, they're a little feistier, but they're pretty small. What do you expect? A baby's gonna defend itself if it feels threatened, but after a while, they understand that, okay, they're not trying to hurt me. This is mom or dad, you know. They start to they get more comfortable. Like, look, nothing. She doesn't. Next thing I would like to talk about is size, okay? This isn't something that I'm gonna talk about much. It's very simple, very it has something it's more relating to space-wise, how much space they need. So ball pythons, the females are much bigger than the males. So males can get to about 4.5 feet, whereas females can get to 5.5. But depending on how good of an eater and how much they grow, some females can make it to about 6 feet. She might make it to 6 feet based on how well she's eating and how fast she's growing. So I won't be surprised if she gets to 6 feet, but you will never notice how big they are because they're always balled up. She is about 3.5 feet, and she probably, because she's all balled up, she looks like she's probably 2 feet. In regards to their tank sizes, this changes throughout their life as they're growing. So babies, you can keep them in like a small, kind of like 10-20 gallon tank. As for terrarium sizes, this changes periodically. She is currently in her adult tank, which is a 40-gallon tank. It's right there behind me. That's her permanent tank. She will stay in it the rest of her life. It all just depends on how fast your snake grows, because she stayed in her the small Exoterra tank for like half her life till I moved her to like a 20-gallon, and that lasted for like a month or two, and she like had a giant growth spurt, and she moved up into her 40-gallon tank. So throughout their life, you will be changing your tanks, and yes, it may be expensive, but I've only gotten my tanks through Kijiji or any other site where you can buy and sell things. I get them underpriced, so I paid like $100 for all my tanks. Now, we're gonna talk about heat requirements as well as humidity. This is based off of what is good, what my ball pythons are happy and thriving in, what they feel is best for them. This is what I have my temperatures at, and it's what they like. So ball python needs a nice hot to cold gradient in their tanks. I keep my hot side at like 90, 92 degrees Fahrenheit. I said that right, hopefully. I don't know. That's the hot side. And the cool side, I keep it around 70 to 75. It could be a little higher, but my basement is cold 24/7, and that's probably the best it'll get up to. Ball pythons also need a humidity that stays between around 80 to 90. That's what I keep mine at. It's not too humid, it's not too cold. Now, we're gonna start talking about what you need to include in your ball python tanks. You obviously need to have 2 hides, one on the cool side and one on the cold side. You're gonna definitely need a water dish because they will go and drink from it occasionally. You'll catch them doing that, but most of the time you never see them drink from it. Mine usually get their water when they eat because I defrost my rats in water. So whatever water is on the rat, they get their water from that. That's how mine stay hydrated, but occasionally I'll catch them drinking from a water dish. You also need some decor. That's optional, you know. I like to make mine more nicer for them. You know, I feel like they really appreciate it instead of just throwing 2 random hides, some substrate, and a water dish. Makes it so plain and boring. I'd rather give them some decor, some naturalistic decor actually. Just something, because it's also good enrichment for them. They're more willing to actually go and inspect it and see what it is. Like, oh, what's that? Something new is in my tank. In regards to what they eat, that all depends on the size of your snake. So a baby ball python between 2 to 3 months will probably eat like pinky rats maybe. And then as they get older, you might move them up to fuzzy rats or even rat pups. And then eventually, depending on a male or a female, you'll probably size them up to like medium-sized rats or large-sized rats. She's currently on small rats, and she has between 1 to 2, depending on what kind of mood she's in. It's all on her. So It's kind of a hit or miss with her when I feed her, because you gotta pick up on if she's actually willing to eat another rat or not, or if she's just saying, she's just indecisive. She's really weird. The best way to determine how big of a meal your snake can eat, if she'll let me show you and let go, the thickest part of the snake, that is how thick of a rat or mouse you can give them. So she's on small rats, and she could actually go up to a medium-sized rat, but she's still good with small rats right now. Normally you can tell when they also need to size up as if they're eating like 3 or 4 or something like that. That's when you know they need to be sized up. I have Chewy, and I don't know if anyone's noticed, he has gotten a lot thicker than he was before. He did go on a giant hunger strike and he lost a lot of weight, but he is actually doing so much better, and I'm so happy he's gotten his appetite back. But I know he's gonna go on another hunger strike soon, so for right now I'm gonna fatten him up to the point where he looks chunky. That also brings me another point I forgot to mention when it comes to feeding ball pythons. They are opportunistic eaters. That meaning whenever you give them an opportunity to eat, they're gonna take it. They're not just gonna be like, no, I don't feel like eating today. They're gonna take it to the point where they become obese. They will become obese. There are times where ball pythons become obese, and that's because of overfeeding, because they will eat when they have the opportunity. I think I'm gonna end that video there, but I do have a little surprise for you guys. It's a new addition. I just got her probably like 5 days ago. It's still early to hold her, but she's been very curious about what's going on here, and she just really wants to get out. So I've only been taking her out for like the last 2 days, only for like 5 minutes, but this is my dream snake. I've been wanting this snake for so long. Yes, I say that about every animal, but snake-wise and morph-wise, I have been obsessed with these snakes for so long. So I'd like to introduce you guys to Ivory. She is a blue-eyed leucistic ball python. And that meaning, for people who don't understand, it's an all-white, stop it, grumpy. She's very grumpy, okay? I just want everyone to know that. For people who don't know what a blue-eyed leucistic is, it is an all-white snake with blue eyes. So if she would ever stop being grumpy and want to show her face, then you could see she has blue eyes. Now right now, because she's a baby, she does have some coloration on her, but over time that will go away as she sheds and as she grows up. I do have more additions that I've added to my collection, and I do have to show you guys. And there are some additions who are not here anymore, and I will explain it to you guys in the next video. I will be sure to give you guys an updated tour of my animals, what I have, what I don't have anymore. The last thing I keep forgetting to add in, and that's the most important part, is there are different morphs of ball pythons. That being said, morph speaking, there's different patterns and colors that they come in, but the downside to that is the prettier the color pattern, the more expensive it may be. So my snakes, the most expensive one I have is $350 Canadian. Anyways, guys, I just want to wrap up the video here and say thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna apologize again that I've been very ghost on YouTube, but I will be getting more active with YouTube. I promise that I will be. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed my little babies. I know they had so much fun doing this. It's very good enrichment for them. But I just hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.